Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So today, tomorrow is Gita Jayanti. Something we can speak on that. Can understand? So what I'll do, I'll just take one shloka in fact and read that and then start developing. It's a simple shloka, 6th chapter, 5th shloka, 6th, 5th and 6th, very simple. Udharet atmanam 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 avasadayet atmevahi atmano bandhu atmeva ripu atmanaha. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 5th shloka. A man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and an enemy as well. Bandhur atmanas tasya yena atmaevatmana jitaha atmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaeva shatruvat. For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. For one who has failed to do so, but for one who has failed to do so, his mind will be the greatest enemy. So it is very clear. Now, who can say, this shloka is impractical, or can anybody come forward and say that he can't understand the shloka? Can anybody? Nahi samajh nahi aaya. It's very easy. Meaning is very easy. The meaning is if he can control the mind, but the mind is your best friend and mind is your best enemy. And if you can control the mind, you'll be your best friend. And if you don't control it, it will be your best enemy. It's very easy, very obvious. But just like we see so many incidents happen, people kill somebody or torture somebody, do so many things. It is just that his mind went out of control. Today in the modern society, people are so much about external form, but they ignore the harassment of the mind. It says India was liberated because Gandhi made a slogan, why we should live, one other. There are many people who contributed. But the slogan was why we should live under British rule. The same way we want to say why I should live with a harassed mind. Why not I make my mind peaceful? Why I should live with any harassment in my mind? Correct? Suppose somebody is sick, he goes to the doctor and he becomes cured. Then he does his activities. But today you continue being sick, you're mentally harassed, continue and do it. That's madness. That's madness. Just like Arjuna, now when he is in problem, he did not fight the war with the confusion. That's how the people live today. Completely confused for what they are working, what they are, who they are, what they should achieve in life. Completely confused. But still they are working. What is the nonsense? Why don't you go and clarify? No, in my opinion. In your opinion, when you are sick, you go to a doctor. When you have a legal problem, you go to a lawyer. And like our accounting problem, you go to a chartered accountant. Any field, you go to the experts. Why don't you go to the expert? And who can be bigger expert than Krishna? So Arjuna had a fortune to directly meet Krishna. But Arjuna acted as a dummy audience. Actually, Krishna has chalked out a plan of life. Prabhupada says in the purport, chalked out a plan of life for all of us in the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody reads Bhagavad Gita, he is giving his complete guidance. So a person can live with a clear vision in life. That is the advantage, and that is if he has understood Bhagavad Gita. So the Gita Jayanti day, certain things we can speak on this. Prabhupada says first thing when he starts, he gives a beautiful introduction. In fact, those who have not, wherever they are, they should try to procure the copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is, available in his contact nearby, or you can order on the net. Now read this book at least. Now Gita Jayanti is starting at least before the next Gita Jayanti. Let me read it once. If you read in 2 days, 2 shlokas a day, in 1 year it gets over. and 2 shlokas and their purport, meaning, explanation will take just 15-20 minutes. Anyway, is it a big time to give? It's not difficult. Anybody can actually do that. It's not difficult. Anybody can do it. So the first thing Prabhupada says in the introduction, number 1, is that we should read Bhagavad Gita with the help of a devotee of the Lord. It's a mystery. Mystery of Gita will not be understood without the guidance of a devotee. Why? See, it is like a medicine bottle. How to take this medicine bottle also, the prescription is there in the medicine bottle. Take it in the morning, take with hot water, cold water, it is written. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita also, it is written. What is written? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshante jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. It says, if you want to know this knowledge, Arjuna, you want to understand what I am telling you, go to a devotee. Pranipatena, take a shelter. Pariprashnena, first take a shelter. Pariprashnena, then ask humble inquiries, not challenging. Therefore, first is pranipatena. You cannot learn, just like you want to learn medicine, you have to get admitted to a college first. What does that admittance mean? Pranipatena, you have to surrender. They say morning 8 o'clock class, you have to come morning 8 o'clock. They say evening 5 o'clock, you have to give practical, you have to give 5 o'clock. Whatever they say, you have to do. Basically, first thing is surrender. Then next things follow. Pranipatena, you cannot ask question without surrender. First surrender. Correct? Pranipatena. But before pranipatena, you can just say, before you get admission in the college, you can think about which college I will study, but you don't learn engineering outside. Correct? Or you want to learn medicine. You decide. But once you accept a college, you have to follow the process. You cannot just sit and imagine. No, you have to follow the process. You have to register in a college means you have to now agree to all the rules and regulations of the college. Similarly, Krishna is saying, Tadavidhi pranipatena. Go to it. You choose first. You take your time. But then pranipatena. Then after that next, pariprashnena. But we have so many questions, man. Why this is like that? Why Krishna tells like this? How do I apply this instruction in my life? Okay? Or I am not able to follow this instruction of Krishna. What should I do? Pariprashnena. Then next, sevaya. We offer all our service. So these 3 stages are involved. Tadavidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshante jnanam jnanina tattvadarshinaha. Okay? And the devotee will reveal everything. Okay. So under the guidance of a devotee, this book has to be read. It is there. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mamavi janate. It's very clear. Somebody was telling me, why does Krishna keep emphasizing? In fact, in Bhagavad Gita there is a chapter, 6th chapter, Krishna talks about Ashtanga Yoga. 3rd chapter, Krishna talks about Karma Yoga, and then 4th chapter about Jnana Yoga, and then 5th chapter, Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness, and 6th chapter about Ashtanga Yoga. And at the end, after having explained practically all kind of yogas, in the end of 6th chapter, Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesha. First Krishna says, better than a karmi is a jnani. Better than a jnani is a yogi. And among the yogis, the devotee is the highest. He says, Yoginam api sarvesha madgata antaratmana shaddavan bhajate yova samiyukta tamomata. Uttama, the topmost of all the yogis is Shaddavan bhajate yova, who is faithfully serving me. With love, he has revived his love and is serving me faithfully. So that is the highest. So somebody may not be able to understand why Krishna Bhagavad Gita upholds bhakti as the highest. Yes, it does that. And yoga means link. And bhakti yoga is the strongest link to the Lord. Now, how do we understand? We give 2 simple examples always. Just like suppose somebody has lost, say 100 rupees. Now, first level it is that, you take the 100 rupees and run. That is karmi. Karmi means whatever he sees in this world, he thinks how to enjoy. Then next is jnani. Jnani is a little better, he knows mental enjoyment is not good. What does he do? He doesn't matter. Oh, not mine, not mine. That is Jnana. Let us not enjoy it. And then next comes after that, yogi. Yogi is the highest. What is the yogi trying to do? What is the yogi trying to do? Yogi says whose it is, he announces and he gives it to him. That is the highest. So a devotee is in the third category. Just like a mirage in the desert, that example today. Karmi is the one who is running after mirage in the desert. The water does not exist. So Jnani is the one who understands there is no, Karmi is the one who runs after the mirage madly. Jnani is the one who understands that this is not water, but it doesn't know where is real water. And Bhakta is the one who knows where is real water. So that is the highest. Karmis are running madly for sense gratification. Jnanis understands sense gratification will not satisfy. It is fake. And then Bhakta is the one who knows how I will be happy. Therefore he is the highest. In any category he is the highest. In fact, in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna puts forward this question to Krishna. Krishna, can you tell me, who is the highest among the Jnani or a Bhakta? Jnani just meditate on the formless conception of God, and Bhakta meditates on personality of God, and he wants to do service. Jnani doesn't want to do any service. Bhakta wants to serve. Yes, Krishna, I want to serve. Jnani just wants to meditate. That's sense gratification is not good. That's all. They don't come forward to serve Krishna. So which is better, Krishna? Jnani or Bhakta? Krishna says Bhakta. Kleshodikaraste sham avyakta sakta chedasa. Avyakta hi gatir dukkha. Krishna says so much dukkha, so much klesha, kashta, these Jnanis are taking. Devotion, path of devotion is simple and sublime. And he says this is the one we should take. So this is the first. Like that, Bhagavad Gita is a very beautiful book. And Bhagavad Gita goes through the 5 subjects where it talks about the soul, it talks about God, Jiva Ishvara Kala, it talks about time. It talks about time, the smallest to the biggest in billions of years. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. It explains the day of Brahma, 8.64 billion years. We're talking about a huge time scale. And it talks about time overall. As Kala was me, Krishna says, I am time, I destroy everything. The nature of time, the force of time. Kala rather refers to the force which acts on every physical entity and brings it to destruction, just like my own body. As day by day it is increasing. Now just new year is coming. Now one more new year comes, one more year I am coming near my death. People feel very nice. Happy New Year. What is happy? And one more year I am coming my death. Correct? My death has been shortened by. Now one more year I am come near my death. And they are very happy. What is so happy about? What is so happy? I am just like you tell somebody exam is there, big exam is there. Take it? Exam is on say 5 o'clock in the evening, exam is there. You tell happy 4 o'clock. What happy 4 o'clock? Tense 4 o'clock. I am getting tense because of 4 o'clock. Becoming happy at 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock exam is there. Somebody is telling happy 4 o'clock. Hare 4 o'clock. 1 hour only remain. Tension will increase. What is happy about it? So what is happy this new year? What nonsense is this? What is this nonsense happy new year? More tension I am getting. 1 more year over. And I could not do any service to Krishna. I have one great Acharya phrase. What is his phrase? He says, Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaya Hari Hari Bifale Janma Goaya Manushya Janma Paila Radha Krishna Navaji. In Bengali, simple Bengali is saying, my dear Lord, how unfortunate I am. I got human birth, but I could not serve Radha Krishna. Knowingly I have drunk poison. So what is happy new year? Sad new year. Correct? They say happy birthday. What is this nonsense happy birthday? Everybody happy birthday. So I wrote for somebody. Generally when you reply, a nice, fortunately born Indian, thank you sir, thank you sir. So I wrote one, see, what is happy about this birth? Now 1 more year you have gone near your death. But not any reply, no reply. You tell the truth, people can't handle the truth. Tell the truth, what is happiness new year, what is the nonsense? And what is this happy birthday, what is the nonsense? People can't understand, they will not know. They want to live under illusion. Just like 5 o'clock exam is there, he wants to dream, there is no exam. Exam will happen. Your dreaming will not help you. So similarly, Krishna says, death is a great exam. Ante Narayana Smriti. Bhagavatam says, the conclusion of life is Narayana Smriti. Then you have passed the exam 100 out of 100. But any other Smriti means stay in this world. Fail. You will get supplementaries, yes. Another life like a monkey or a human being or a dog. Enough supplementaries will come. If you get an animal body, then you don't get an exam. Animal body is an experiential learning. But when you come to human body, then there is an exam. What are you thinking? Let us see. Correct? Animal what exam? He just go through experiential learning. And he comes to human body, there's some kind of learning. But then in the human form of life, he has the capacity. He has the capacity. If he wants, he can follow Bhagavad Gita. He has that capacity. Whether he wants to do or not, that is his choice. So there is another point. So we said that Bhagavad Gita has 5 points. It talks about Jiva, it talks about Ishvara. The Jiva means the soul. There is no knowledge of soul in the big, huge buildings of education that are there. No knowledge of the soul taught. Simply waste of labor. We say openly. Simply waste of so much labor. So waste of time. How do we say so? Bhagavatam says so. What does Bhagavatam say? Mandalam Lokaranjana. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Tapaskriya Apranasya Dehasya Mandalam Lokaranjana. If Bhagavad Bhakti is not taught anywhere, Apranasya Dehasya, it's like a dead body. What is the use of a dead body? Supposing you have a dead body, no value. Suppose the richest man in the world is there, a lot of value, and people see, oh, this is this man, this is this man. People run here, they run there. They go to him for favor. When he's dead, what do? You kick also, nobody will bother. The dead body, no value. So this material civilization or the big education system you have created today, because it lacks Bhagavad Bhakti, because they don't teach Bhagavad Bhakti there. Forget about God, they don't even teach you, you're not body or spirit. So no knowledge is taught. What is that? Mandalam Lokaranjana. Only some fools say, oh, this thing has happened, this has happened. What has happened? Dead body has happened. Waste of time. Shram evi kevalam. It's only a waste of labor with no result. There is no teaching of soul. There is no teaching of God. No teaching of God. Rather they say, don't talk about God here. Such atheistic. Bhagavad Gita is produced in India. Look at the fun. Prabhupada says, look at the fun. The greatest book of knowledge humanity ever received is Bhagavad Gita. It's a book of knowledge. Prabhupada with that confidence went all around the world and he presented Gita as a book of knowledge. People came forward. And how much this book became one of the largest selling book in the world. People say, yes, yeah, this is a book of knowledge. But very country where it is produced, it has been banned. Look at the fun process. It is banned practically. Firstly, it is banned in all the schools and colleges. Nobody reads it. It's not allowed to be read. It is banned at home. Parents don't want the children. Don't read. Very dangerous. Very impractical. Yeah. So there is Jiva, there is talk of Ishvara, then there is talk of Kala. Time, I mentioned something about time. Then karma, we are doing activity. Every action is the equal reaction. Yes, we see somebody is have so much suffering. Somebody is so comfortable. While God is arranging all this, there is something called karma. He has earned that situation because of his past activity. Now in this present situation, if he behaves responsibly, yes, he may be more comfortable. But this is finally material. Unless somebody becomes a devotee, he has not achieved the full benefit of human life. So anyway, there is a conception of karma, akarma, vikarma. And then there is Jiva, Ishvara, Kala, Karma, and then Prakriti, the material nature. In modern day education institution, among these 5, there will be little study about Prakriti, nature. They study gross nature, not subtle nature. how Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna influences the dynamics of that, they just don't know. Zero knowledge. And Prakriti also they know from little, from certain point. They can observe maybe. That's it. And their knowledge is called experimental knowledge. Here we have the benefit to receive the knowledge in a descending way. We are receiving the knowledge from the Lord here. That is a fortune we are having. From the Creator. What we have capacity? We have defective, even to see material things, we are defective in 4 ways. Our senses are limited. Correct? Number 2, what is the second reason? Our problem? We easily get into illusion, we make mistake and we cheat. We have these 4 tendencies. Even to see a material thing. Correct? Some sounds I can't hear. I can't see certain things. And then my knowledge, then my senses are limited. I easily get into illusion. I take one thing for another. Then I make so many mistakes in my life. And then top of it, I have a cheating tendency. Correct? That is my nature. This is the tendency in this world. So with all these 4 kind of defects that people are having, they cannot even see material things properly and they won't understand God. Not possible. So we are hearing here the opportunity God is personally speaking. Any knowledge you have to hear it from an expert, but Krishna is speaking. That is the opportunity in Bhagavad Gita. The Supreme Lord is giving His guidance. How much fortunate we should be. Right? We should be so fortunate to take advantage. Okay? So this is another blessing in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is personally. You are getting a guidance, just like when you have any problem, we go for expert guidance. Okay? All of us are in problem in this world. Here is the guidance from Supreme Lord. It's our misfortune, we don't accept. That's all. Firstly, we don't even know. If we know, we don't accept, we don't follow. We think are better ways to become happy and successful in my life. Suffer. And Krishna can't help you. Another point we wanted to say is that some people say that I'm very busy. I don't get time for hearing Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, when did he hear Bhagavad Gita? When battle was about to start. I say I don't have time to hear Bhagavad Gita. Correct? And what is our anxiety? Small anxiety here, small here and there. What was the anxiety of Arjuna? War is about to start. Just imagine the amount of anxiety he is in and when he is hearing Bhagavad Gita. Correct? If in that situation somebody can hear Bhagavad Gita, that means it can be heard in any time. Krishna, everything he does, there are 100 meanings of it. He spoke Bhagavad Gita when war is about to. Therefore, many people say the kind of peace of mind and tranquility Arjuna has shown on the battlefield, we don't even have here. On the battle, people are about to shoot each other and kill each other. Arjuna said, please wait. They have Dharma Yuddha, they don't fight. They fight with principles. In fact, war was declared, the conches are also blown. Just wait. They're confused. And they saw. And Arjuna went to Krishna and he said, Krishna, I don't feel like fighting this war. And Krishna started guiding him. And when he was convinced, it's not that Bhagavad Gita, Krishna just pushed down the throat of Arjuna anything. No. Krishna started instructing, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, that please guide me. I am a disciple. Shishya Seyam Sadhimam Tam Prapanna. And Krishna started guiding. And at the end, Krishna asked him, after hearing the whole Gita, what did Krishna ask Arjuna? Krishna explained so many things. Krishna explained these 5 things and their dynamics. So, Jiva, Ishvara, Kala, Karma, Prakriti, how they relate to each other. Basically, it's not that anything changed. Arjuna was the same it was, Krishna was the same it was, chariot was the same it was, army was the same it was. Correct? What happened after hearing Bhagavad Gita? The way Arjuna looks at this world changed. Some people think, I hear Bhagavad Gita, I will become sadhu. The first thing, you have to be fortunate for that, to become a genuine sadhu. It is not a joke. Number 2 point is, Arjuna, what changed Arjuna after hearing Bhagavad Gita was not the dress. What changed in Arjuna was his outlook changed. And previously he was thinking whether I will be happy or not. if this war is fought. That was all Arjuna's consideration. I think I will not be happy if this war is. That was, I don't want to fight. I mean, later after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he understood this is a wrong conception I have. I am a servant of Krishna. My position should be whether Krishna is happy or not. That's all. Krishna, that is the position of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. A servant's position is to see whether master is happy or not. And everything is included within master's satisfaction. So this people don't understand. Therefore, we make our short calculation. We have to understand the plan of the Lord and work hard to accomplish the plan of the Lord. That's all. Krishna will take care of you. You take care of Krishna's mission, Krishna will take care of you. Why you have to think so much about yourself? We get stuck thinking about my own self, most of the people. Themselves and their family. Oh, forget it. You think about Krishna's mission. Krishna will think about your mission. Correct? It's deep. Just like Prabhupada says, the deities you are dressing, you nicely dress the deities. Krishna will see how to dress you nicely. You nicely feed the deities. Krishna will think how you feed nicely. It's a reciprocation. So, maintenance anyway Krishna is giving that. He is giving to animals also. That's not a big deal. But if you want, you come forward and try how to please Krishna. Krishna will think how to please you. It's a loving reciprocation. You have to come forward for that. You take a step, Krishna will take 100 steps. But you take a step first. So that is, we understand one more point, that Bhagavad Gita was spoken in a very difficult condition. Very difficult condition. What is about to start? And Arjuna said, wait a minute. First I want to be clear. And Krishna had not pushed down the throat of Arjuna, given him all the knowledge. And then at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asked Arjuna, what did he ask him? Yatechasi tatakaru. Do what you want. And what does Krishna, Arjuna say? Prabhupada says, beautiful mantra spoken by Arjuna, Karishye Vachanam Dava. And Prabhupada in his prayers writes, Vrindavana Bhajanai writes, a beautiful mantra spoken by Arjuna, Karishye Vachanam Dava. I will follow you, Krishna. This is what the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita should be. Now there are people who are reading Bhagavad Gita minus Krishna. What is the nonsense minus Krishna? Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna and the goal of Bhagavad Gita is shelter of Krishna. That's all. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam pracha. You just take shelter of Krishna. So this should be taken in a proper spirit. And it is said in the Gita Mahatmya, the glorification of Bhagavad Gita, that this book is a great fortune if we can come and take benefit of this book. Our whole life will change. We take regular bath in the Ganges, then we benefit. But Gita is so sweet just by once hearing Bhagavad Gita. Because among the Navavidha Bhakti, Shravanam is most important. And Bhagavad Gita is giving us Shravanam. Directly we are getting guidance from the Supreme Lord, how we can make our life perfect, what we should find first thing, what we should do in our life, who are we, why we are suffering here, what is our ultimate destination, does Krishna exist, how am I related to him. All this gambit Bhagavad Gita concerns. So those who have awakened their inquiries, those who are serious students, they have this question predominant in their heart. If they pick up Bhagavad Gita and gradually read and also follow, don't just read like a pig, you follow. Just like if you give narration of Gita to a pig, what do they use? So like that there is no use. You pick up Bhagavad Gita and read, gradually try to understand page by page, shloka by shloka, explanations are also there. And if you pick it up with a good speed, you may finish it even within 2-3 months. And your whole outlook of life will change. So everybody on this day, it's a great fortune. Krishna is so kind. He's come and explained to Arjuna. Arjuna is also very kind. There was no need for him to ask all this question. They knew it actually. For our own sake, he has acted as a dummy audience. And he has made the Lord open up and give a chalk out, a plan of life for all the living entities that have happened. Now things are ready. It is for us to take the benefit.